Hi everyone, I'm Charlotte with HEB, and today I'm going to show you the easiest pumpkin pie that you can make for your own Thanksgiving or a Thanksgiving that you may be taking to a smaller gathering. So to get started, what we have in our bowl right here is 15 ounces of canned pumpkin. To this, we are going to add our spice mixture. So I've chosen to use my own spices. I'm using 1.5 teaspoons of cinnamon. I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon each of nutmeg, cardamom, and some allspice. And then I've got about a teaspoon of ground ginger. I'm gonna add this all straight into our mix. We're gonna add 2 large whole eggs, and this is gonna act as our binder to hold our pie mixture together. So I'm gonna add those in. We're gonna add in 12 ounces of canned evaporated milk. ¾ cup brown sugar, and then a little bit of lemon zest to give it a little bit of a dynamic flavor and a little bit of a zing. It smells so good. All right, we're gonna add that in, and then we're just going to mix this to combine. Uh-oh, we may need a whisk. Stand by. Wardrobe change. All right, let's whisk this all together. You could also do this in the blender. All right. Okay, once everything is nice and blended, we're gonna set this guy to the side. I'm going to use a 9-inch K&T pie pan, a smaller one, not a deep dish. You can if you want. Just know that if you are going to use a deep dish pie pan, you may have to roll out your pie crust a little bit wider to fit the rim. This is just a Hill Country Fair prepared pie crust. I'm not even going to flour the surface or anything like that. Just unroll this guy. Place him right here into our pie pan. Just gonna make sure he fits in there. Now on some pies, like if we were gonna make a fruit pie with like an apple pie or something like that, or maybe like an icebox, like a chocolate pie, we may pre-bake our crust and dock the bottom and put pie weights in there so that you have a nice crispy crust. But this pumpkin pie, we bake it all together. Now we're just gonna fold the edges over. I'm gonna show you guys how we crimp the crust. And this is really, really a simple process. All we're gonna do is we're gonna do index finger of one hand and the index finger and middle finger of the other. And you just give it a little crimp like this. Just like so. Some people like to use just like a fork to do crimped edges. And you're just gonna push the edge of that dough between the index and the middle finger. I know there's several ways to do this. This is the way my mom taught me, so this is how I do it. All right. And there we go. Switch to my thumb for all right, so pie crust is ready. Now we're going to transfer our filling. Look at that. You can see all those little specks of spices in there. I'm going to place this on a sheet pan. I always feel like it's easier to transfer on a sheet pan, and you get the hot pads, it's kind of wobbly. We're gonna go into a 425-degree oven for about 15 minutes. Then we're gonna reduce that temperature to 350 and bake an additional 40 minutes or until the center of the pie has set. I have a couple of pie pro tips for you guys at home. So to make the edges of your crust nice and golden brown, you can always use a little egg wash. And the egg wash is just 1 beaten egg with a couple of tablespoons of water. And you'll brush this along the outside of the crust, and it gives it a really, really beautiful color. Also, sometimes your pie crust will cook faster than the pie itself, and so they do sell, I guess they would call them crust guards, but you can always just use some Texas Tough foil and form a sort of shield to go around the crust to keep it from browning any further. Another pro tip is that you always want to make sure that your pie cools on a rack, so the bottom of the pie is hot, and you want to make sure you get some nice airflow on the bottom so the bottom of the crust doesn't get soggy. Always let your pie come to room temperature before you wrap it and store it in the refrigerator to keep it from collecting condensation. So our pie is ready to go to cool. The center is almost completely set. There's nothing super liquidy about it. It's nice texture. We're gonna take it off of our sheet rack, our sheet pan. We're gonna take it off of our sheet pan and put it on our cooling rack. And we're gonna let this cool for a couple of hours, about 1 to 2 hours completely cool. And then if we could store it in the refrigerator with a light covering of plastic wrap. So we'll let this sit. So our pie is cooled, we let it do the thing for 2 hours, and now I'm gonna top it with real dairy whip. Are you ready? Okay, raise your hand if you want a lot or a little. I'm gonna go with a lot because that's how I like it, and my friend Scott Tompkins likes it, all right? So, boop. Oh, I shook it up so well. I like whipped cream in every bite. Oh, mama. Ta-da! I'm gonna just keep going, y'all. Y'all say when, okay? Little rosettes. I can't hear you say when, so I'm just gonna keep going. Fantastic. That's it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more holiday baking tips.